Right, so here we are, and it's a beautiful day here, and I'm lovely to come back here to the Hougue Bie site. So just behind me is the lovely chapel which was built in the 12th century, and it is in commemoration to Our Lady of Light. I believe that's sort of like Mary, don't quote me, I'm not if anyone knows in the comments, feel free. And this is such a fantastic site. So it encompasses all the sort of like generations of Jersey people. So over here you have the Passage Grave, which is fantastic, and then you have of course the dolmen sites, the stones and the burial sort of mounds and what have you like that. You have the chapel up here, which came of course with Norsemen and the whole Saxon thing, 1066, the whole bit, Christianization, all the rest of it, and this has always been a religious site. And over the way you have of course the lovely Longhouse, which again I came in to show you, but we also have something across from the occupation, the Nazi occupation. So a lot of workers, slave workers were brought here, and of course thousands of Jersey people were also enslaved as well. It's horrible. So if you know about the occupation, Jersey was the only British, it was the only British Isle, I believe, that was occupied, and during World War II. And over the way there's actually a bunker which was there. I believe it's closed at the moment, but I'll give you a look in a minute. I'm actually going to have myself a nice little cheeky thing and some water and a nice little donut, and then we're going to go over and see. So thank you very much for being here, and in a minute we're going to go have a look. So thank you. Okay, this is the Force Work Memorial. Let me just see, it's closed at the moment by a little bit of work, and it goes down into a bunker. Right, okay. Beautiful little statue over here, we'll check that out, and it's just there. We'll go see. Right, and here's the Longhouse.
Yeah, well, it's a replica of a Neolithic longhouse. Neolithic being New Stone Age, when they went from hunter-gatherers to settling down, starting to domesticate their animals and grow their crops, and then make buildings to live in. It's based on a site that was found in the Netherlands, where there is the evidence of the post holes. Right. And taking that footprint of the post holes of the site in the Netherlands, which is a place called Elslo, it's been designed for us by an experimental archaeologist.
So most people who out there in the wider world, you know, like the Amazon show Vikings, I believe it's so, where they have like replications of like this stuff for the entire historical, you know what I mean, like historical view. Yeah. It would be something like this, because I've seen like this type of thing in their pictures and old paintings and stuff like that, where they try to.
Well, yeah, I mean they, we got tools and things, because Neolithic, New Stone Age, all they had was stone axes, yeah. Flint axes, and other materials like dolerite, which we had in the island, or they used bone to make chisels and antlers. Those are the only.
And I saw you do some stuff here with the axe. What are you doing there? Just repairing some stuff?
No, I'm actually making a peg to go in the wall in one of the posts.
Yep.
And the idea is I'm in the process of making a bow.
Really?
With hazel. And what you have to do, once you've brought it roughly down to its shape, you have to do what is called tillering it. And this is where you tiller it. You put it on there, you put a cord on it, and you draw it so that the bow goes down, and you keep doing it slowly.
Right.
Until you can get it in the right shape.
That's amazing.
And it bends.
How long it would take you to do all that bit to make the bow itself?
Quite a while.
Really?
Well, one of the problems for a start is that you have to dry the timber. Right. And the timber has to be down to something like about 11% water content when you're making the bow. Okay. I mean, there are bows that have been found. Early ones, there's one called a home guard bow, which we place in Denmark. And there's also a bow called in Mere Heath in the UK. The home guard bow, which is the sort of period of we're talking about at the moment, that's made out of elm.
Okay. What sort of wood? So if they made it here in Jersey, a bow in Jersey, what sort of wood would they make it out
They
of?
might have made it from elm. They might have, yeah.
Okay.
I certainly don't think they would have made it out of yew, which is the traditional.
So it would be made out of hardwood then?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yew is the traditional one for the Middle Age, the longbowmen.
Right.
And the medieval longbowmen.
My favourite type of military is the longbow. I like the idea that they had to push it out, and there was a historian. I can't quite remember his name, but he said that they were so defigured, the archers, because they had to push it out instead of the old pull it back itch. They pushed it. That was the power went through.
Yeah, I mean their draw rates, I think, are 80 to 100 pounds.
So it's just
Massive, and their shoulders.
yeah. Well, they had to have this
But
push
they
it out.
had to. I mean, they start learning when they were children.
It was mandatory back then.
Then-
It was mandatory.
Then you had to, I think, work so many a day a week or something in the butts, which is where they practice with their bows.
Right. Lovely. Maybe we should bring that back. You never know. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. James, by the way. Lovely to meet you. I'm going to check out this lovely thing and go through. So.
We've missed the fire because we just put it out. We had a fire in there.
Oh really?
Yeah. 'Cause
Oh, that's okay.
we do it at least 2 or 3 times a week.
Yep.
There's no chimneys in the building or smoke holes or anything, but we light the fires in there, and the smoke goes up and it filters its way through the thatch, which is a lot thinner than a modern thatch cottage. And one of the reasons we want it to do that is because it kills bugs and insects and stops vermin making their nests and homes in there, and obviously therefore that preserves or extends the life of the thatch.
Say these people were
Which is
primitive
already-
is a massive just degradation of the entire thing. They're geniuses, these people, geniuses. Go through, they knew what they were doing.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
It's fantastic. So what can I see when we go in here then? I'm trying to find some bits really. It's beautiful. Oh, you can smell that, the smoke in the air actually. You can smell that. It's quite beautiful actually.
The actual building is constructed without any metal in it at all,
Hello miss.
but it's pegged and lashed.
Right.
Most of the lashings were modern hemp, or are modern hemp, because we couldn't afford the time to make
Yeah.
it all. But we have made cordage from all sorts of things, and in fact this flooring here, there's a floor here and there's a floor at the far end, and we decided that there possibly was one because there's a whole post at this end on nearer, closer together, and the same at the far end, but there's only one post in the middle, in the centre area, which is what we class as a living area.
Which was the centre here.
In the centre, where
Right,
the
okay,
fire is.
right,
The fire in the one in the Netherlands was to the side. But you can make it from all sorts of things. I mean that's made from willow bark, bast being the bark just below the outer surface of the bark. Those two are willow, one of which is boiled, has been boiled with wood ash. You've got, we've lost a label on one of those. That's chestnut bark. That's blackberry bramble. Is that the blackberry bramble one? Yeah, that's blackberry bramble. Those are stinging nettle. Dog rose.
You can make rope out of stinging nails.
Lime. Yep.
I didn't know that.
We use stinging nettle, all sorts of things. I mean, it has medicinal properties. You can use the leaves as a vegetable. You can make tea out of it. You can make beer.
You can make dyes out of it.
Yeah.
Green dyes.
And we make the cordage out of it, but we also go one further way, and we can. That is stinging nettle, cloth made out of stinging nettle. We end up with the fibres. It's from the outer part of the stinging nettle stem.
That feels really strong and thick. That's quite a good material actually.
Yeah. So that's your stinging nettle stem, which we split. That's not a very easy one to do, and take and get the outside fibres. You split it, and break up and throw away the inner part,
Right.
and that's the outside. That then is allowed to dry, and that
You
is
scrape off the very outside,
Right.
and you end up with all this lovely thin.
That is lovely. That's lovely.
you then
It's fantastic. Can I give you that?
you then spin it,
Come on. Thank
and
you.
they would have used something like that called a drop spindle.
Right.
That's got wool on it at the moment, but you spin the stinging nettle fibres, and then once the stinging nettle fibres are spun, we actually spin two together to make the cord, which is then woven to make the cloth.
That's a. This is. I did not expect to have any of this. I was going to come here on a nice little walk and see what the bits is in the Longhouse. It's fascinating.
Come next season, my wife will be wearing a dress made out of stinging nettle.
You're going to look very
It's-
beautiful, my
it's,
love. Look fantastic.
The skirt's made and the top is almost made.
Oh, lovely. What time do you use tour? What times do you do tours, by the way? May I ask?
We don't actually do
Or-
tours.
oh, sorry, who
this.
does? Sorry.
We're at the moment we're just coming in because it's all closed. We're coming in on one day a week and to do the fires, and then in the summer season we're usually in on a Thursday. But we don't do a specific tour.
No,
we're here
I
to
get-
answer questions.
Oh,
I mean there are
that's
tours
right.
of
Okay.
that they use and ran the passage grave, but we are here sort of to explain anything to anybody and show them.
Genuinely, I appreciate that. I didn't expect any of this. I'm glad I caught it. That's fate, you see. Caught you on the right day.
Some of the other stuff isn't out, in fact, because we would have had flint axes out here.
I've always wanted to try and make myself a flint axe.
It's not easy
I-
to nap it.
I go on YouTube and I see these. Yeah, exactly, to nap it, and they're going through with the proper like feathers, and they're trying to do the
Yeah,
full
you
bit.
put leather on. Yeah, I mean, I have done some napping, but because we had a flint napper over here 3 or 4, no, probably a bit longer than that, months ago, called James Dilly, Dr. James Dilly.
Right.
He does flint napping and making of axes from bronze axes and all that sort of thing in demonstrations. He was at the British Museum a few months ago outside. They were doing stuff, and he will be dressed in complete.
The full gear. The
Well,
full,
he's in deerskin, and I'm trying to get an idea. Last time he was over, he couldn't tell me where he got his deerskin. He couldn't remember, and I'm trying to find out from him where he got deerskin. And
Was
then
that a proper you didn't remember, or does he just want to tell you?
No, he would have done. He would have done. He's quite helpful.
If you know anyone out in in Europe, across Europe, really. Well, in fact, I'm sure you can get it from Scotland actually, deer farms and what have you like that. Maybe.
Yeah, I think he got his from somewhere in Scotland. And I mean, when he came over, he had quite a large deerskin, as well as what he was wearing, and his partner was wearing a stinging nettle dress.
That's such a weird thing to say out loud. Someone's walking around with a stinging nettle dress. Okay, that's just okay. Blew my mind a little bit. That's fantastic. All right, well, thank you very much. I'm going to be off. Thank you very much again.
Right, cheers.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. I can't believe that guy is just the well of knowledge, and it's so happy. So he's only there for once a week, as he said. They're there for once a week, and you have the fire and everything like that, and it's just, it must have been fate or something. I don't know what that was occurring, but it's just amazing. And I love this stuff, like the chat, everything like that, Jersey history. And as I said on the channel, anything I find interesting, I'm going to be showing you, because if it's interesting to me, there might be someone out there in the wider world that's interesting too as well. That's kind of my gist. So I'm going to say thank you very much for watching this video, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Like and subscribe, you don't have to, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye bye.